Hey guys, it's Kat, and today I'm going to be doing my 33-week update, and wow, I cannot believe that this is happening because I was born at 32 weeks and 1 day, so she's at least made it almost a week further than me, but we did have a little bit of a scare with that this past weekend, which I'll get into in a minute. I'll start off going back to 31 weeks, or like working my way up to that story point. I'm going to try to make this quick because there's a lot to say. So about 31 weeks, I would say, or it was like almost 32 weeks, I got my maternity photos done, which that video will be coming up soon. You can check out the actual photos on my Instagram, which is always linked below, both of my Instagrams. And for that, I had to take my belly button ring out. I guess I didn't have to, but like it looks kind of awkward in pictures, and a lot of people think my belly button's already pushing out, which now it has officially started to kind of come out more, but not nearly as much as my belly button ring made it look. So I took it out for the photos, and then I've been on and off wearing it. I've been taking it in and out just to try to make sure my belly button doesn't close, but I've been nervous about it getting caught on things and like ripping, and I don't know, it's just easier when they do like ultrasounds for monitoring and all that to not have it in. So with all that's been going on, I just took it out and put it in occasionally and wear it for a little bit. I don't think it would close, but I don't know. My appetite has been on and off really rough. Some days I do really well with like eating decently and like eating enough and eating not horrible foods. And other days it's just like I either don't eat much or I don't eat very good, and I don't know, it's hard because my appetite is just, it's so messed up. And I think it's partially because my sleep schedule is getting all sorts of messed up, and this heat is really getting to me. Between the different animals, it's not like I have a peaceful place to just like try to sleep. Pets don't allow for that, and that's fine, like whatever. I'm used to that to an extent, but before I could sleep through it, now that I'm pregnant, I am not as heavy of a sleeper as I used to be. This is kind of a funny thing, but I can wake up out of a dead sleep if someone like opens a candy wrapper or like talks about food. I don't know how. My body just like knows. I'm like, food? I'm not even kidding because it's happened multiple times. That's weird. It's like a weird sense. And it's not like I'll smell it because like the one time I'm pretty sure it was like popsicles. Like they don't even have a smell. I mean, some do, but like it wasn't even opened yet. Clothing is getting frustrating at this point because even maternity clothing is just not comfortable. And I think it's partially because if you wear something loose, like it's gonna be too baggy and it gets too hot because it's like so big. And if you wear maternity clothes, or a lot of them are tighter. You also look like an Oompa Loompa if you wear like super baggy clothes. Or at least I do because of my body size. Like I'm so short, I cannot wear like super baggy clothes and not look like an Oompa Loompa while pregnant. So then a lot of my clothes are just really tight on me, and that's not very comfortable for the summer either because like it's just so hot, and like, whew, being super pregnant in the summer is not as ideal as I thought it was going to be. I was like, oh, I'll just wear dresses the whole time. Wrong. That's not comfortable either. I don't have a lot of maternity dresses. I have a lot of nursing ones, but like they're a little thicker, so it, like on the chest area, more layers, and it gets too hot. And I just don't have like sundresses because I don't know, I just didn't care to buy them, but like I probably should have invested in them. I don't know, it's not a big deal because I'm making it work with what I got, which was kind of my best advice as far as clothing, is just to work with what you got. Because let me tell you, maternity clothing is pricey for what it is. I'm at the point where like no underwear of mine fits me. I've even gotten new underwear, like not new, it's like granny panty style underwear, but like they were actually brand new. It's just that they're not like nice underwear, I should say. And grew out of those, and I don't know how because in that general area I'm not really growing, and maybe I just don't see it, but like I'm at least not growing enough to where it makes a difference to me to be like, oh, I finally have a butt or anything like that. But I don't know, underwear is just getting super uncomfortable, and it's really hard to find anything to wear. And I've looked at so many stores, and nowhere carries all black underwear that's cotton anymore, and I don't know where I found them before, but like I've checked online, and you either have to like get them individually, which ends up being costly when you can get a whole pack of underwear. And I don't wear like the weird colors because like I don't know, I just don't. I would rather wear like black or nude underwear. Personal preference thing, and I wouldn't be very comfortable in it because it'd be hard to wear clothes because then I worry about it being see-through, and a lot of my stuff does kind of appear to be more sheer because I'm gaining weight. Towards the end of 31 weeks going into 32 weeks, I had this like soreness in the lower stomach, and it was just like really uncomfortable. And my belly really, to me, doesn't look like it's getting any bigger because like the stretch marks have kind of just like stayed in the past couple weeks. And I thought it was really going to pop towards the end here, and to me it doesn't look like I am. It looks like I'm kind of just gaining a little, but not as much as I thought I was going to be. Like, I thought it was going to be like, oh, all of a sudden she's a hippo. And like, that was probably just unrealistic, but I don't know. I think I've done pretty good with weight gain and how it's spaced itself out. Although the stretch marks decided to come all of a sudden, which makes no sense because it has been spacing itself out as far as my weight gain. I didn't gain any super quick, like, too fast, but I didn't wait till the end to gain it either. Like, I slowly have been gaining it. And really, like, I don't know if I've been gaining it anywhere else just because it's hard to tell because my belly's so big and everything else is just like, I don't know, the proportions all sorts of messed up. I just know I haven't been gaining much of a butt, which I was super disappointed about. Not a big deal, obviously. I just thought I was going to gain a butt from getting pregnant, but I didn't. I had thought she had dropped, but she hasn't officially dropped. She just likes to settle into my pelvis area. Oh, and another update, she is head down, but she has been, like, my entire pregnancy, for the most part. Kind of chills down there. She likes my bladder, which is real fun for me. It's rare for that to change, so she's pretty much good to go as far as that. During the maternity shoot, I had kind of started to get super lightheaded and dizzy, and, like, all of a sudden feel like I was going to pass out, and my vision got all weird, like, splotchy, and, like, it was weird. I was a little nervous. It was showing signs of preeclampsia. Is that how you pronounce it? Something like that. But my blood pressure when I went into the doctor was actually a little bit lower. So, and then other than that, it's always normal. Like, all my vitals are good. Like, better than expected. And one thing that I keep getting applauded for every time that I take the urine test or whatever is how hydrated I stay. And that's just because I know I stress how important it is to stay hydrated, but it makes such a difference. And I feel like no matter how much water I drink, I'm still not hydrated enough. But what ended up happening was, it was a blood pressure drop, but it's because you can get that from like standing still, locking your knees out, like if you're doing dishes and you like are standing there and kind of like lock your knees out and get stiff, you can like get dizzy and like have to change positions or like sit down for a second. I know I've heard of that happening with like my grandma and stuff. My mom's, her health is like beyond perfect. She's like not human. So, not that it's always been that way, it's just like she takes such good care of herself that, like, I don't know, she just is not a good comparison. So I'm not comparing myself to my grandma because she's older, or saying that it's like because she's older. It's just because that's the closest person to compare myself to. The baby's heart rate's been good to go. She's been moving around like crazy. She's a wild little one. Around 32 weeks, I started getting super paranoid about having like a stillborn. And that's pretty morbid to say, but I just got super paranoid because I was born so early, and then like she's not here yet. And obviously it's good that she's like still cooking in the oven, in the womb, developing and doing good, because, you know, it's healthier the longer that you're pregnant, typically, as long as there's no other health issues. Like, if she's growing good in the womb, it's best to keep her in the womb until, like, she's ready to come out. I just have been super paranoid about that, and then I talked to my doctor. I say doctor, but she's a midwife, but whatever. I talked to her about it, and I kind of felt a lot better, because basically, I am in great health, and so is she. There's no reason to be worried about that or even concerned about anything with delivery, she said. Obviously, things can always happen, but you cannot be terrified of what ifs, because there's what ifs no matter what, and like, you just gotta trust that it'll all work out, and stressing about it's not gonna help either. I finally have started getting my hospital bag pretty much perfected, because I have been working on a hospital bag since I like was in my second trimester. Like, thinking about it, and especially because I was just like prepping ahead of time and then gonna like complete it in my third trimester. also had planned to have everything like perfect and ready to go at 32 weeks or like 30 weeks in case you like came early. And like 33 weeks and we're still doing good and she's in the womb. So may not be a lot of room, but she's in there making as much room as she possibly can. I can tell that I don't have any room in there. I get so sore so easily. Like, that's another thing is the pain from like just walking. Like, I'm glad I don't still work retail or something where I'd have to be on my feet. I mean, honestly, if I had been doing it like the entire time before I was pregnant and then like throughout my pregnancy, it'd probably be fine. But like when you go from like hardly any movement to a little bit of movement or a little bit more than normal movement, it is draining and painful. I've been getting such sore muscles in that general area, and it's just like super sore down there. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, everything's good. She's just, it just hurts. It's heavy. And I don't know. She should weigh approximately 4 pounds, a little over 4 pounds, according to the baby app that I use, and based off the ultrasound, like what I should be gaining, she should be gaining. But that doesn't sound that heavy. Like, when I know that there's like other stuff that weighs a lot in there, but like even the weight I've gained, it's not that much. I don't understand how it's causing so much pressure. I guess because I'm not like carrying it like on the outside and carrying it on the inside, and it just messes with your organs and puts pressure on all of that. But man, I did not expect that. I mean, I expected uncomfort and like soreness, but I didn't expect to not be able to get out of bed by myself half the time. I mean, I do, but like there's times where I need help up, and I feel old. Like, I feel like a really, really old grandma, not in the best condition, like a granny grandma. Not like my grandma, but like a granny grandma, you know what I'm saying? That's real old and real struggling. That's what I feel like. And that can be a little discouraging because I'm like, I am a youngin'. What do you even mean? I need to take this a little more seriously. I'm sorry. I'm just in a very goofy mood. She very much so enjoys my right side. She has my entire pregnancy. I don't know what it is about my right side. At my 36 week appointment, I'll pretty much find out, like, even more because of the different things that they do. And that'll kind of, what's the word? Give me a little bit of closure that everything will be a-okay, or that it's going to be a little different. Give me a better idea of what to expect for my labor and delivery. But obviously, even that's not 100% accurate. It just gives you a better idea of what could potentially happen versus not knowing at all, you know? I don't know. That's pretty much it for the 31 to 32 weeks. But I ended up doing birthing classes. It's child birthing education classes. Friday evening, my mom went to that one, and so did Lee. And then Saturday, just me and Lee went because, like, it was pointless for her to go. Like, it's good for her to know some of the basic information, but she already knew, like, she didn't need to go to the second one. Like, the breathing and stuff. Just so, in case I forget and he can't figure out, if he passes out, who knows? I mean, she might pass out. So, like, who knows? I might be on my own with that one. I've thought about the fact that, if I had the ability to, I probably would hire a doula just so I could just not even mess with stuff. But I didn't even know what a doula was till recently, so that was definitely not in the plan. I'll figure it out. I'm not that worried about it because, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it, and you don't know how it's going to go for sure. So Friday, they were from 6:30 to 9:30, and then Saturday, they were supposed to be from 9 a.m. till 4, but we got out at like 3. Around 4:40-ish, I believe, or 4:30 or something. I was with my grandma and my mom, and we were getting ice cream, and I felt this weird, like, gush. I was like, that's a little weird, and I kind of just ignored it, because we were just talking about the fact that it's so rare for your water to break at home, or for your water to break on its own. It's like a 30% chance that it'll break on its own, and 10% that it'll break at home. And my mom's did. And then I was like, don't even tell me, I just jinxed myself. And then it just like kind of kept going a little bit, and I was like, what? It like had stopped, and there's another gush, and then kind of slowly just felt like it was like trickling out ever so rarely, and like ever slightly and slowly, and I was like, what in the world? And I had brought it up to my mom, and so when I went back to Lee's, because they were dropping me off there, because we all had rode together to get ice cream, I called my doctor, or I called the on-call doctor. I went to an operator that, I think like a nurse or something. She was like, you should probably go to the hospital. And that's not exactly the way she worded it. She told me to go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital, and they did the different tests and stuff, and it was a really confusing process because there's a whole system change thing, and there was all kinds of stuff going on that I thought was affecting the practice that I go to as far as my OBGYN care. But it was super confusing and kind of frustrating, and I didn't really know what was going on at any point in time until they sent me home. There's points where I thought I was going to have to go to a hospital that's like over an hour away because the level of NICU that they have there is not strong enough to take care of an early baby. Like, even at 35 weeks, it's pushing it if you'll be able to deliver there because they don't want mom and baby to be separated. So if they can transport you, they will if you're under 36 weeks. So that means now she has 3 weeks before she can officially be born here. I was born at this hospital, so I wouldn't really be too worried about it. It's actually a really good hospital. It's just I wouldn't have my midwife, and I don't like that. So like if I was like giving birth, like there's no time to transport me, I would obviously deliver there, and then they would have to separate us for like 8 hours, I think. Because if I can be cleared after 8 hours, they'll send me up there. Any other time, they don't really want to separate mom and baby unless they absolutely have to. And it was kind of scary because this was the first time I didn't have anybody with me besides Lee. My grandma was sick, so she kind of just signed the forms that it was okay to treat me and left because she can't get me sick or get anyone else there sick because babies. And I've been kind of avoiding her anyways. Like, I haven't been staying home because both my grandparents have been sick. So that's been fun. Good thing I do have another place to go. I get sick super easily, and it gets really bad because I have such bad allergies and asthma. So if I get a cold, it'll flare up those too. And then on top of it, pregnancy congestion. It's just not fun and not something that I want to deal with, especially so far along in pregnancy. And that can cause issues with the baby and like labor and delivery and all that stuff, especially when I'm not at risk for preterm labor. But since I was born early, it's kind of like, so we just avoid it. Plus, I just don't want to be sick. Even if I'm not pregnant, I don't want to be sick, but I don't take medicine for it. Like, I won't even take my allergy medicine because it dehydrates me so much that I can drink a gallon and I can't keep up with it. So I just try to avoid it at all costs. And they know it's nothing personal, and they agree too because they don't want me to get sick on top of it and then have 3 of us sick. So the main worry was that my water broke, or that I was like leaking amniotic fluid in whatever way, and they can't say for sure that it wasn't, but they don't think it was, because I do stay so well hydrated. What looks like your water breaking can also be like if the baby hits your bladder and like pushes pee out of it that like you didn't do intentionally, and especially with her liking to lay so close to my bladder, like that's possible. I would think I would feel it, but I don't know. They're pretty sure that that's probably what it was, more likely than it being amniotic fluid. They said that like something could have like leaked from the top and like dripped down like in the womb and then like patched itself. I don't know. That's usually only a thing if you are dilated. I'm not. My cervix is like thick, nothing. Just like not ready for that baby to be coming out anytime soon. I was having contractions, but I wasn't feeling them. I guess they were pretty regular and pretty strong at first when I got there, which can happen with a cervical check can make it contract more, I guess, is the way they worded it. I don't know. I definitely had wrote off some contractions as it being the baby moving because it just felt like the tightening. And I was like, oh, it's just the baby moving. No, those are contractions. So I kind of figured out the difference between contractions and the baby moving. But they're obviously not the painful ones, and they said they aren't worried about them until they do become painful because they kind of had started to slow down and space out a little bit. I was still having them, but it's natural to be having them. They're called Braxton Hicks contractions. I didn't even know they were happening at first. So, yeah. The main thing is, everything is okay. We don't entirely know what happened. I was super nervous that I was about to be giving birth that day, and that I was going to have to be induced, because if your water breaks and you're not having, like, strong contractions or whatever, strong enough to dilate you, your water cannot be, like, broken. Like, you can't leave water broken like that, because the baby needs amniotic fluid. So I was super nervous. I was kind of scared because I just didn't have my family with me. My mom was like going out, and I wasn't going to make her not to go out when more than likely I was going to be fine. And even if I wasn't, she would have to go, like, drive far away anyways. Like, it was just pointless for her to not go out, I guess. Unless there was for sure something wrong, which she would have, like, obviously went with me if there would have been. Partially because she has to sign the consent forms, and also because to be there for me. So I then had to follow up with my doctor, and she said that, like, she could, like, move the baby around inside, like, with her hands, like, move the baby around. So that means it's pretty much good to go as far as amniotic fluid. The baby's still moving. I just have to watch her movements. And, like, this morning, I did, like, the kick counter and got, like, 10 kicks within less than 2 minutes. So I think we're good. I stay hydrated. I also got told by the doctor from the hospital that I need to also add, like, a couple glasses of Gatorade to my drinking habits daily. I drink Powerade Zero. I don't drink Gatorade. I guess it's like a taste preference. It's not even because of the sugar or anything. I mean, the sugar too, but I just prefer either the red or purple or blue Powerade Zero. And I think it's because that's also what my mom drinks. And then she got me into it, and I was like, ooh, I like this much better. So yeah, baby is all good, and I'm doing all right. A little uncomfortable sometimes. Struggling to get some sleep. That's pretty much it. I mean, it was just a really stressful couple days as far as worrying about the baby, and, like, I had just worried about her not coming early. It's been a lot of emotions, I guess, because I was worried about her coming early, and then I was worried about her not coming early, and then I was worried that she was coming right then, and then I didn't know what was going on, and I'm still not 100% sure, but now I'm kind of just like, whatever. Everything is fine, so it doesn't really matter what happened, as long as it's all good now. I also have to watch out for fluid leaking, because if it happens again, like, they really need to check it. They'll probably do, like, an ultrasound, which I thought they were going to do anyways. They had said they might, and then just decided against it, I guess. So that's the baby update, and I hope you enjoyed. I was going to wait to do this till 34 weeks, and I was like, oh, I was pushing it too close to 36 weeks. For the different baby updates, I don't like doing them weekly. I know a lot of people, especially towards the end, do them weekly, but there's not enough to tell you weekly. I mean, I know this is going to be a longer video, but there's just, I mean, most of the time, when that stuff isn't happening, I wouldn't have had anything to tell you if nothing happened. Like, I would have kind of just said, oh, she's progressing, we're doing good. Like, I would have had very limited things to say. If you enjoyed this video, I hope I ended up getting it a little shorter. I have a playlist of all my baby updates, and I will link it in the eye. It's also always linked below, along with my most recent video. My maternity shoot video will be out soon, along with the home remodeling one. And there's a ton that I've been working on, which you'll see soon. And if you want to see how I got this makeup look, it's my affordable pregnancy makeup routine. That will be coming soon too. And yeah, bye!